propagation method. Normally we'll call that as VAM. Okay, keep this in mind. Okay, in this numerical, whichever type of the transportation problem they have given, in that first you need to identify whether the transportation problem is a balanced problem or the unbalanced problem. What it means balanced and unbalanced? Supply should be equal to that of demand. Then it is called as a balanced transportation problem. If it is not equal, then it is called as a unbalanced problem. Okay, if it is unbalanced problem, you need to include a dummy row or column based on whether you need to match demand, whether you need to match supply. Okay, according to that, you are going to decide whether you need to add the row, whether you need to add the column. But for that particular row and for that particular column, you have to take the transportation cost itself is 0. Got my point? What I told you. This is what the conversion which is to be taking place in case of the balanced and unbalanced numerical itself. Okay, practice these type of numericals also, because if the question paper is certified by a particular department, then obviously this type of question will also be, they will ask in the exam. Okay, I have given this numerical in numerical also. Okay, nobody tried, nobody attempted, except only one fellow. Okay, but according to his answer also be acceptable, not at all be a problem. Okay, so that whenever the values are given, corresponds to that you have to make the evaluation of each of the parameters. That is the main thing you need to concentrate. Okay, with respect to this numerical, we can make here 300 plus 500, then plus 825 plus 375. How much it is? Which will become 2000. 2000, 300, 800, 300 plus 500 plus 825 plus 375. It is 2000. Then sum of this 350 plus 400 plus 250 plus 150 plus 400. How much it is? Take your calculator, do the calculation. 350 plus 400 plus 250 plus 150 plus 400. How much it is? 1550. Is this transportation problem is a balanced or unbalanced? Is it supply and demand? Not equal. Okay, supply and demands are not equal. Then it is a unbalanced problem. Where there will be a requirement is less. Requirement is less with respect to that of the demand. Okay, this supply is 2000, maximum is there. What you need to do, whether you need to add a row or else whether you need to add a column, because 2000 minus 1550 make the difference of this value. Okay, we'll get 4500. Okay, this 4500 is the demand which is to be required to be transported at a charge of 0. That is the meaning of it. So that I need to add a dummy column which will have the demand of 450. That cost will be 0 rupees. Is this clear? Raise your hand. Drop your hands. Thank you. Okay, now I got this is unbalanced numerical. Okay, with respect to this unbalanced numerical, I need to do that into balanced by adding respective column or the row. Next, first you need to identify the total number of supply constant, the total number of demand constant, because I am doing that is at the last, that is m plus n minus 1. Okay, that is with respect to these values 4 plus 5 minus 1. Okay, which is equal to how much? 9, which will become 8. Okay, but beginning if you did then that dummy column, dummy row, if you added, it is not possible to consider. Okay, that is the reason. First, it is not required to do this. After making the optimal solution, you have to consider this one. Do that check at the end. Don't do at the beginning. Keep this is in mind. Next, what I told, this is an unbalanced numerical. Okay, for this unbalanced numerical, I need to add a dummy column. Okay, what I will do here, balanced or unbalanced, we verified because it is 2000. Okay, next is 1550. Difference is how much? 450. That constant cost is what? 0 rupees. That you have to make assumption. Okay, once you did this assumption, you can proceed for the creation of new table. This is the what? Actual table which is to be given for the solution point of view. But we found it is unbalanced. What we need to do? We have to make that into a balance by adding with respect to that particular column, that is D6. You have to add D6, that itself is a dummy column. Okay, in this dummy column, all the transportation costs are 0. Okay, then what is the quantity we need to match? 450. Now sum of this is 2000. Okay, then sum of this is 2000. Then it becomes what? Balanced transportation problem. This is your first step. Okay, if it is unbalanced, must and should you do this. Any doubt on this? You have to mention that as a modified table. Okay, if it is with respect to the row, you can add row as a dummy column. To match with respect to that, sum of supply and the demand both should be equal. Keep this is in mind. Don't forget it all. What I'm writing on the screen is visible. Raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Stop your hands. Next, what you need to do? I added the dummy channel. Okay, then I have to make the evaluation of what? Penalty. Okay, row penalty and the column penalty. Okay, by the consideration of this dummy column also. Keep this is in mind. Don't get confused. Which is the least value in this column? Not in this row. Okay, that is 10, 2, 16, 14, 10, 0. Which is the least value? Least value is 0. Next least value is 2. Then 2 minus 0 is 2. Similar to that, 6 is least, 0 is least. 6 minus 0 is 6. Then 4 minus 0 is 4. Next, 8 minus 0 is 8. Any doubt on it? In Excel, I clearly explained this. Okay, 2 least values you have to take, make the subtraction of those two, take that itself is a penalty. This is with respect to the what? Row. Next, what you have to do with respect to the column? That is 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6 is 2. Next, 4 minus 2. What is that? 2. Next, 14 minus 12. it is 2. Next, 12 minus 8, it is 4. Next, 10 minus 10, 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, whatever value you got here, penalties. Okay, in these penalties, you have to make the identification of the maximum penalty. Okay, which is maximum here among these values? 8 is maximum value. Okay, how much it is? 375. Which is the least cost here? 8 is the least cost. Corresponds that you can make the allocation. Then with respect to that, then you can make your evaluation. Okay, this is one of the methods which is to be used. Okay, in previous class also I discussed with respect to the same. Okay, then you have to make the identification of that. Okay, with respect to the particular values, then make the substitution. Okay, this is with respect to the what? The particular values. Then second thing is that, okay, here 8 I have considered as a least value. Okay, but dummy column is also be there. This dummy column is what? 0. 0 is also be a least value. Okay, so that 0 also you can consider. If this dummy column is not there, least value is 8. Allocate for this only. Okay, now it is there with respect to the 0 of the least value. Because of that reason, I'm going to allocate for this. Okay, so that next which will become 0. I'm allocating 375 to directly this particular element. 0 rupees 375. Then what is this value? 450. What is to be required? 450 minus 375. How much it is? Okay, that value is 75. That value you can write here. Okay, now what you want to do? Delete this complete row itself. 1 minute. Okay, this is with respect to the what? Element 0, what which is there to be deleted. Okay, you have to neglect this. Next evaluation. Okay, is this clear? Anybody having any doubt? Now remaining is this. Next, you have to proceed for the same thing by neglecting this row. This complete row is there, na? That you have to neglect. You should not consider this because this supply becomes 0. Okay, if this 0 is not there, then you have to allocate for 8. 0 is available, I have to allocate for the 0 itself. Keep this in mind. Okay, next, we have to make the value evaluation. Okay, again, 2 minus 0 is 2. 6 minus 0 is 6. 4 minus 0 is 4. Then in this column, 8 minus 6 is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Then 14 minus 12 is 2. Then 13 minus 12, because 13 12 is 1. Then 10 minus 10 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. Which is the highest penalty here? Now in this row penalty. Highest is 6. Okay, this is how we have to make the consideration of the values. We should not forget about this because this is the normal step we are going to follow it. Okay, in previous Excel sheet also I have made that the deleting, adding, making substitution. Step by step you have to write the solution. Then only you will get the right answer. If not, you won't get the right answer itself. Keep this in mind. Okay, once you did this, then you have to make the allocation. Okay, this is your 6. Okay, 6 you have to consider. For that 6. Okay, then with respect to that, how many it is left here? 75 is left. 75 left. This 75 is comes here at 0 cost. Okay, then total supply is how much? 500. 500 minus this 75. How much it is? 500 minus 75. That is 425. 425. Then it's become 0. Dummy column itself is deleted. Now this will become 0 itself. Any doubt on this? If you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, once you did this evaluation, once again you proceed this same row, that is 10 minus 2, 8, then 12 minus 2, 6, 8 minus 4, 8 minus 4, that is 4. Then 8 minus 6, 2, 4 minus 2, 2, 14 minus 12, 2, then 13 minus 12, 1, 10 minus 10, 0. Now you got this, how you are getting the values. Okay, which is the maximum value of the penalty here? Maximum value is 8. Okay, corresponds to this value, you have to make the allocation. 8. Okay, for this, how many quantities are there? 300 quantities. What is the least cost? 2. In this row, least cost is what? 2. Quantity is how much? 300. 300 becomes 0 because 300 minus 300 is 0. Then this 300 will comes to allocate at a rupees of 2. Okay, then what is the available demand? Demand is 400. 400 minus 300 is how much? 100. 100. Now this 300. What happens? This element becomes 0 so that you delete this complete. Not at all be required for the next further evaluation. Those transportation costs are not at all be included. All of listening, Meena, raise your hand. Okay, drop your hands. Next, what you need to do? Sign procedure. Again, you have to remove proceed with respect to the same. That is what? That is 12 minus 6, it is 6. Next, 8 minus 4, it is 4. Next, with respect to the column, okay, 8 minus 6 is 2. Next, 18 minus 4 is 14. Then 14 minus 12 is 2. 13 minus 12 is 1. 16 minus 10 is 6. Which is the highest value here? Maximum penalty. 14 is highest value. For that column, you have to replace. In this column, which is the least value of the cost? 4 is least value. 4 is least value. For this, you have to allocate. Getting my point? Okay, for this, you have to allocate. Next. Okay, how many quantities are there in this particular row? 100. What which is to be available? 825. Okay, this 100 will become 0. 875. Okay, minus 100. That is 725. 825 minus 100 is 725. That value are noted down. Okay, which element is become 0 here? This D2 will become 0. Then this complete column you have to delete. Not considered for the further evaluation. Okay, it is not at all be included. Next, you have to proceed for again penalty evaluation. Okay, that is 12 minus 6. 12 minus 6, 6. Okay, then 10 minus 8, that is 2. Then with respect to this, 8 minus 6, 2. Next, 14 minus 12, 2. Then 13 minus 12, 1. 16 minus 10, 6. Okay, which it is here 6 is highest value. But here equal criteria are there. In this equal criteria, which it is possible to make the allocation maximum quantities corresponds that of the cost. You have to keep this in mind. Okay, according to that, you can make your allocation. If you consider irrespective also, then which is not going to provide the optimal solution. Okay, so that in this case, we are going to allocate with respect to the 6. Okay, 350 is there. Okay, so that 350 allocation is done. Okay, then what happens? 350 will become 0. Okay, what is the total quantity which is to be available here? 425. 425 minus 350. It is 75. You have to write the remaining 75 here. Okay, now it becomes 0 now, because 450, that is 350 is met by this requirement. 350 minus 350 is what? 0. So that this complete column will be deleted because the 0, because nothing to be there to be transported as per our requirement. So that this column itself is becoming to 0. Then obviously can delete that itself. Further solution you don't consider at all. Now will be required to consider. Next, again you have to proceed for the what? The penalty evaluation. Okay, 13 minus 12, 1. 12 minus 10, 2. Then 14 minus 12, 2. Then 13 minus 12, 1. 16 minus 10, it is 6. Okay, which is the highest value here? 6 is highest value. For this 6, you have to allocate. Okay, among that, which is the least cost, corresponds that you have to make your allocation. Okay, so that here 10 is least cost. Okay, now which will become 400. Okay, you are going to distribute. Okay, corresponds that element will become 0. Okay, then total availability is how much? 725. Among this 725, you are going to allocate 400 at a rupees of 10. How much it is left? 325 is left. Got my point? Okay, because among this 10 is least cost. I am allocate this 400 to this 10. Then this 725 will make allocation. So that 725 minus 400 will become with respect to that of 325 remaining, which will become 0. So that this will become 0. Then this 725 will become into 325. Then if it becomes 0 means I have to delete this. Next, further solution you should not consider for the evaluation point of view. Next, what happens? 13 minus 12 penalty evaluation 1. Then 14 minus 12 2. Then 14 minus 12 here is also 2. Then 13 minus 12 1. Which is the highest penalty here? 2. Here is also be 12 is there. Here is also be 12 is there. Okay, least cost. Both will be exist. But whichever it is makes sense to allocate the maximum quantities corresponds to that of the demand, you can choose. That you can keep in your mind. Okay, so that I'm allocating this 12 because this 150 will be met by this 375, then which will be become 0 itself. So that I'm going to allocate for the 12. This one. Okay, if you have taken this means 250, then this is 75. Okay, so that which will not at all be meeting the demand. So that you have to avoid this. Is this clear? Next, this will become 150 allocation at 12 rupees. Okay, then 325 minus 150, which will become 175. Then this element itself you have to delete. Is this clear? Okay, this is how you have to do the transportation problem by using VAM. Okay, next, only one it is left. Okay, that is 250, then 75. Okay, for this also you have to follow the same procedure. Again, 12, then 12. Both are same or not. In this 12, then it is 14. Which is the highest penalty? 14. Okay, out of this 175, which is met by this 250. Okay, so that this will become 0. Then 250 minus 175, which it is 75. So that will become 75. Then this will become 0. Then at 14 rupees, we are going to allocate 175 quantities. Not at 12 rupees, no? Not 14 rupees. Okay, so that this will become 175. We are going to allocate 75 is left. This will be allocating for this 12 only, because only remaining that. Na? Otherwise, directly you can add that. Okay, with respect to that 75 and 175. Okay, however, you need to follow that method, you can follow. That is not at all be a problem. Now you got these values. Okay, then once you are allocating that one, then you will get the feasible solution. This is your feasible solution table. Okay, once you got the substitution of these values, what you have to do? You have to make sense with the evaluation. How many elements are there here? The allocation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, all these values we got. Okay, how many are there here? 6. Okay, supply is 6. Supply is 6 plus 4 minus 1. How much it is? 9. Whether here 9 allocations are available? You have to verify. 9 available means it is not degenerate solution. If not, it is a degenerate solution. That is only the understanding the concept. Okay, in previous class I have discussed like this method, direct deleting. Okay, that also you can follow if you understood. Otherwise, step by step you can do. At least you will get some marks. Okay, confident about your solution, what you are solving. Okay, if you are listening, you can raise your hand. Is this clear? Okay, this is how you have to make the check. Once you did this check, what you have to do? You have to make the evaluation of the minimum cost of transportation. Okay, the minimum cost of transportation, how you have to evaluate? We know allocation, then transportation cost. Okay, that is 2 into 300. Okay, 6 into 350. Then 12 into 75. Okay, plus 0 into 75. Plus 4 into 100. 14 into 75. Plus 12 into 150. 10 into 400. 0 into 375. Then total cost is 12,250 rupees. Is this clear? Okay, then allocation is equal means The solution is non-degenerate.